I mean, screw it. Sure, Perfect Cell goes second because Perfect Cell is favorite. So I wound up buying a bunch of Dragon Stars figures. For anyone who doesn't know, this is essentially Bandai's budget line if you're too poor or don't want to go for figure arts. They've been doing quite a few Dragon Ball figures over the years, and as you can see, I have come across Perfect Cell once again. I have owned this figure in past, I have sold this figure in past, but fuck it, when you get a bug, you get a bug. Speaking of bugs, let's open up this bug man. Say what you will about these Dragon Stars figures, but god damn, Cell is a striking design, even here. So for anyone who isn't aware, Cell was essentially supposed to be the final boss of Dragon Ball Z. He was Gohan's ultimate rival, someone who was built using the DNA of basically every single Dragon Ball character up to that point, including Raditz and Frieza and King Cold, and despite that lofty position, he's kind of been forgotten. Granted, his spot as the final major arc villain went to Majin Buu, and then, of course, you had Dragon Ball GT, you had Dragon Ball Super after that. You've had multiple returns to the Dragon Ball universe, and Cell has kind of been left in the background. That's mostly by design. They focused on the more iconic villain of Frieza, and Majin Buu made a good comedic foil character, so they kept him around for the good guys. Why would you resurrect Cell? Granted, spoiler alert for Dragon Ball Superhero, they did bring a version of Cell back, but never this Cell, never Perfect Cell, never, oh so debonair, Perfect Cell. And I'm kind of heartbroken by that, because he's fucking great. Look at this fucking guy. Have you ever seen a cockroach wear a crown like that? I haven't, but, he makes it work. Take a closer look, and that's a perfect head sculpt for Cell. I would have liked a smirking face maybe if they were doing alternate heads in Dragon Stars, but I think this is a perfect capture of a more stoic look. Now you do have a ball joint up here at the head, you have a universal at the shoulder, you have a rotation up here at the upper arm, double jointed elbow, universal at the wrist, a decent diaphragm joint that gets good back and forth. You have good universals here at the hips. I love how they hid the joints using this very kind of gross, sinewy purple plastic. You have double jointed knees. As you can see, they made the joints actually purple. So once again, good design detail. And a universal down here at the foot. But that's not all, because you also have flaps for his wings in the back to accommodate for articulation. And though it's not articulated, you can see he does have his tail back here. So they've remembered all the major details, and of course I've also gone to great lengths to remember all of his spots. It's a very well done capture. A thing I will say for Dragon Stars, because I feel like a lot of people sleep on this line, when it comes to just capturing the designs of Dragon Ball characters, they always do incredibly well. Where they usually falter is with articulation, or with quality of articulation, meaning joints feeling brittle, or the design kind of crashing in on itself. Cell doesn't suffer either of those. Not only is he well articulated, but unlike someone like, say, Cooler, the joints themselves are smooth, and he has a great deal of range within them. For my money, this is the best experience I've ever had with a Dragon Stars figure, including the original Cell I had. In terms of accessories, Cell doesn't come with much. He of course has his 2 fists, and then 2 open hands. Just like Cooler, you just got the alternate hands, nothing else. I could see a few things you could give to Cell, like an alternate face, maybe an extended tail, but at the same time, $20, it's decent enough considering the price. Bringing Cooler back into compare, you can see that Cooler does have a good bit more bulk than Cell, but Cell is a great deal taller. Even their eye lines show that Cell would have to look down on even 5th form Cooler. That's actually completely accurate to the line art. Even though 5th form Cooler is an absolute Goliath, Cell is far taller. It's just part of his overall, what's what I'm looking for? Imperious design, shall we say. Perhaps even perfect design. For Cooler, I felt like I couldn't fully recommend him due to some of his minor issues. I have no such issues with Cell. For $20, this is a phenomenal figure. Is it going to stand up to, say, the figure arts? No, but it's also a fifth the price, and definitely feels on par with, say, a Marvel Legends or a DC Multiverse figure. With all that said, So far, between the two we've looked at, Cell is the better Dragon Stars figure, and I hope going forward that there's going to be a lot more like Cell, and maybe a few less like Cooler.